Terraria has a lot of weapons. There are a lot of good ones, some weaker ones, and then there's the overpowered ones. Today I'll be explaining some of Terraria's most overpowered weapons. Let's begin. The boomstick is actually an underrated one. People always use the mini shark over this for some reason, even though the boomstick does more damage and it's easier to obtain. I mean, you need 35 gold for the mini shark, and that can be a pain to obtain in early game. And the boomstick just requires some searching for chests in the underground jungle. And it's not that hard to find, and it can literally carry you through every pre-hardmode boss till Skeletron. The sand gun. Yeah, it creates a mess in your world, but you know what's the reward? Legitimately shredding every single boss it comes across in pre-hard mode. This weapon does unnecessarily insane damage, and for what reason? I don't know. The Blade of Grass. This weapon used to be kind of bad, at best mid, but after the 1.4.4 update, where it got reworked, it became absolutely insane. The poison is really nice, the damage is really good, it's easy to use, and it's honestly an amazing melee weapon. The only thing that kind of sucks about it is the recipe, since grinding enemies in the underground jungle can be a little bit annoying. The Star Cannon. This weapon can be a hassle to actually use since fallen stars are pretty annoying to grind, but once you get enough fallen stars, say goodbye to Queen Bee, Skeletron, and the Wall of Flesh, since this weapon absolutely shreds those three bosses. In fact, it's so good that you can use this weapon on the Destroyer. The Zappinator is a weapon sold by the Traveling Merchant randomly after any boss other than the King Slime is defeated, so it can be a pain to get. But once you do get it, you can shred your way through pre-hard mode, because at first, it seems like a normal magic gun, but it's much more than that. Every time the projectile hits an enemy, it can do a bunch of random things, ranging from unnecessarily slowing it down, to literally teleporting, to dealing 10 times the amount of damage. It's insane. Use this weapon against the Wall of Flesh and you'll see what I mean. The Knight's Edge. It's a weapon that was at first kind of bad, but in the 1.4.4 update, it got a rework, and now it's actually insane. Not only can it shred the Wall of Flesh, but it's viable for the mech bosses. Taken, a true melee sword from pre-hard mode is able to kill the mech bosses on master mode. I even saw a video of someone killing Plantera with the Knight's Edge. That's how insane this weapon is. The Coin Gun is a weapon that can be dropped by the pirate invasion with a 1 in 8,000 chance, and it does damage depending on what coins you use as ammo. It does 25 with copper coins, 50 with silver coins, 100 with gold coins, and 200 with platinum coins. Here's the thing, this weapon used with gold coins can actually be very good against a lot of the hard mode bosses, but when it's used with platinum coins, it can absolutely melt everything. Nowadays, it's not that hard to get money. There are farms that can net you a lot of platinum in just a few minutes, and if you're gonna melt this boss anyways, you won't need much ammo. So it's kind of funny how you can get a weapon that compares with a lot of post-Moonlord weapons, and even beat some of them, before any of the hard mode bosses. The Death Sickle. This weapon can be obtained by the solar eclipse after the mech bosses, and it can do really good against Plantera and Golem. But what this weapon also does is making every single event laughably easy, because, well, the projectile itself can phase through walls, so just go in a box in the ground and use this weapon, and you got yourself an easy way to beat the events. The Tsunami is a bow obtained by Duke Fishron with a 1 in 5 chance, and Duke Fishron is supposed to be fought after Golem, so you're probably gonna only use this weapon against the Empress of Light and the Cultist, and the Tsunami does amazingly against both of them. But the main thing that makes this weapon overpowered is that, yes, Duke Fishron is supposed to be fought after Golem, but realistically, it can be fought anywhere in hard mode, since Truffle Worms start spawning after the Wall of Flesh. So at that point, all you need to do is beat Duke Fishron pre-mech bosses, which can be pretty hard, and get your hands on a Tsunami. And if you use it with Holy Arrows, well, you get to shred your way through every single boss in hard mode. The Terra Blade is of course an overpowered weapon. It was already really good before 1.4.4, but the new rework makes it way easier to use. It does insane damage, it has really good piercing, and it's fast. So this weapon basically has everything you need to melt a boss. It can shred Golem, melt Duke Fishron, the Empress of Light, and the Cultist, and it's even viable against Moonlord, although I would recommend using the Daybreak instead for Moonlord. The Terra Prisma is known as being the best summoner weapon. It's obtained from beating the Empress of Light in daytime, and daytime Empress always one-shots you. Now that may seem like a hard task, but if you get used to the fight, you can probably beat it, and this weapon does insanely good against the Lunatic Cultist, Duke Fishron, and Moonlord. Speaking of summoner weapons, we also got the Stardust Dragon. You need to actually kind of think when using the Stardust Dragon. Do you want to spend all your summon slots on it? Do you want to spend only a little slots on it? You have to decide. And either way, it does absolutely amazing against the Moonlord. The Zenith. I don't think I'd really need to talk about this weapon. That's it for this video. It's different from my usual videos, and it's something that I'm trying out. I want to hit 20,000 subscribers, so liking, subscribing, and commenting would really help not only me, but the algorithm as well, so it can reach out to a lot of people. Thanks for watching, and see ya.